Hi everyone, welcome back to Chef Shaw's Kitchen, and today's menu I'm doing a jerk conch. I'm gonna jerk it in the oven, and here I have some conch, less than a kilo of conch I have here. And I have some oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, some wet jerk season, 2 teaspoons of oil, some chopped bell peppers, tomatoes, 2 chopped onions, and I have some spring onion. And I'm gonna cut my conch. As I said before, I'm gonna jerk it in the oven. It is pretty cold now, so we can't go outside to do any jerking. So I'm gonna cut my conch, cut them to the size I want them to, and I'm gonna pressure them. I'm gonna put them in the pressure cooker and let them pressure for approximately half an hour, and then I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna season my conch with my jerk season and the other seasonings, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. So I'm just cutting now, cutting them in size, and these will pressure a little bit quicker. So I'm just cutting them and get them in the pressure cooker. And also I'm going to use some of this conch to make a punch. I'm going to make a conch punch also, and I'm going to show you how to make the conch punch. So just cutting my conch to size, and I'm gonna let it pressure for half an hour just to get it soft. As you know, conch is very hard, so I just want to get it soft enough that so I can put it in the oven and have a nice tender jerk conch. Some people beat their conch, use something to beat it to get it soft and then cook it, but I'm gonna pressure my conch, and I'm gonna use some of the meat of the conch and the water to make a conch punch, which I'm gonna add other ingredients to. Yeah, so I've already washed my conch, so I'm gonna put it in my pressure cooker. And this is my pressured conch. It has been pressured for 35 minutes. And I have some here, and this is for the punch. This is for the conch punch. So I'm just gonna put this one side, and I'm gonna cut my conch a little smaller. And these I'm gonna season, and I'm gonna place it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want them too big. Just cutting them in small cubes. Now I'm gonna season my conch. So I'm gonna put the wet jerk seasoning. I'm just gonna mix it around a little. Get my wet jerk seasoning all over the conch. And this jerk season is really spicy. And some dried jerk season. My onions. My green pepper. Tomatoes. Spring onions. I'm gonna add some oyster sauce. Just 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce. I'm gonna add a bit of meat browning. About 2 teaspoons of meat browning. And 2 teaspoons of oil, vegetable oil. And this is gonna be really lovely. I'm gonna place it in my dish and I'm gonna place it in the oven. And now I'm gonna cover my conch. We call it in Jamaica, we pronounce it as conch, but here, right pronunciation is conch. Over my conch. We used to pronounce it as conch. And I'm gonna put this in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm gonna have this at 250 degrees Celsius. So this is gonna be in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. So now my conch is in the oven. I'm gonna make my conch punch. So this is some of the conch I have here. So I'm gonna just put it in my blender. Some okra, oats, some raw peanuts, and guineas. And I get my guineas to buy in my local supermarket. So this is some of the water from the conch. And I have a supplegen as well. This is a very strong punch. And some vanilla for flavoring. a teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm just gonna whip up this. You're gonna whip it very smooth. You want to get everything smooth. So I'm just gonna whip it again. And of course, I'm gonna sweeten it with some condensed sweetened milk. And this is my jerked conch. And I'm gonna serve this with some dumplings and banana and a piece of white yam. Here's my conch meal, or conch meal, with green banana, plain dumplings, white yam, and the okra. And my punch, my conch punch, or conch punch. And this is really lovely. So you can try this at home, and you can get your conch in your local fish market, and they will clean it for you. And if you don't have a pressure cooker to cook this conch, it's gonna take maybe about 3 hours to cook. So when you try this at home, do it Chef Shaw's way. And don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and share. See you next week.